For the last few years, we've a group of us, including Maureen and Fran, have organised an Advent Carol service for peace and justice in Palestine, in the West Bank and Gaza. And this year we were considering which church should we go to. And I said, let's see if we could just tag on to the end of the vigil. This vigil has been going, is it 60 weeks? 60 weeks now? Incredible bit of commitment from the people of Salisbury to be here. It's a wonderful witness, and what the Palestinian people would call sumud, steadfastness, to keep on in spite of everything else, to keep faithful, to believe peace, justice will come. So we thought we'll have a very simple little, what do we call it? Gathering for peace now. Furthering in keeping with the vigil, but very simple. The tone is very peaceful. We're going to hear two voices from Bethlehem. Marina, who runs the theatre company, who's here in the summer, I believe. And we're going to hear a pastor, Muntha Isaac, famous for his Jesus in the Rubble social media post last year. We'll hear from them, and we're also going to hear from the Bible with a story which is so current today, which is really around infanticide and Joseph, Mary, baby Jesus fleeing as refugees. So we're going to begin, and we're going to sing. In a moment we're going to sing a couple of verses, I'll let you know. But first of all, we're going to hear Maureen read. Come closer.
So this is from Marina, who was here last summer representing Al-Hara Theatre that she runs in Bethlehem. Bethlehem should be preparing for Christmas celebration. But we do not have any celebrations for the second year now, as our children in Gaza, Jenin, Tulkarem, Salfit and other places in the West Bank are still under the rubble. Since the 7th of October last year, the situation in the Gaza Strip and the West Bank has been disastrous. Most of those who have been affected by the hostilities of war are children. The genocide on Gaza is still ongoing. Over 45,000 people have been killed in Gaza. Over 20,000 have been children and 15,000 have been women. 145,000 people injured and over 2 million displaced. Not once, but maybe 10 times for the last 13 months. To clarify, to many of you who might not know, everything did not start from the beginning of October 2023. But it has been going on for more than 76 years. The Israeli occupation continues to confiscate lands, build settlements, and more closures on entrances of main cities, villages, refugee camps, killing, injuring, arresting. than 10,000 are under administrative detention, without trial or visitation rights by their families. The Gaza Strip has been under siege for 18 years. People in Gaza have lived today through 5 wars. Some teenagers were born and lived through all of these. This time, the war is a genocide against people in the Gaza Strip. Hundreds of people are still under the rubbles of their houses. Thousands have been buried in collective graves without their families knowing where they are. Children in the Gaza Strip are experiencing malnutrition. Families are in tents with no shelter from the rain or cold. Families in Gaza lost tens of members of their families. This year, when you celebrate Christmas, remember that there are hundreds of Christians in hiding in churches and hundreds were killed. In the West Bank, we will not celebrate Christmas because our people, and especially children, are targeted by the Israeli occupation on a daily basis. Thank you for your unwavering support, and may we continue this journey together, hand in hand, until justice prevails. We wish you all a wonderful Christmas with your families, and ask you to remember that Jesus Christ is compassionate and is the symbol of justice. So please do not stop asking for ceasefire on Gaza and Lebanon too. If you would like to use your Christmas gifts to donate towards Al-Hara Theatre, the work for children, young people, women and people with a disability, Marina has a GoFundMe website. I put the link in yesterday's email. Otherwise, we don't have an official collection. I do have a pocket. I will pass it on. Thank you.
I'm going to sing the first 2 verses of O Little Town of Bethlehem. And our minstrels come from Hillfield Priory in Dorset.
On his after they had left, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream and said, "Get up, take the child and his mother and flee to Egypt, and remain there until I tell you. For Herod is about to search for the child to destroy him." Then Joseph got up, took the child and his mother by night, and went to Egypt, and remained there until the death of Herod. This was to fulfill what had been spoken by the Lord through the prophet, "Out of Egypt I have called my son." When Herod saw now that he had been tricked by the wise men, he was infuriated, and he sent and killed all the children in and around Bethlehem, who were 2 years old or under, according to the time that he had learned from the wise men. Then was fulfilled what had been spoken through the prophet Jeremiah. A voice was heard in Ramah, wailing and loud lamentation, Rachel weeping for her children. She refused to be consoled because they were no more.
This is from Reverend Dr. Ludwig Isaac, Palestinian Christian pastor and theologian. We are angry. We are broken. This should have been a time of joy. Instead, we are mourning. We are fearful. Gaza as we know it no longer exists. This is an annihilation. This is a genocide. We cried out, my God, why have you forsaken Gaza? Why do you hide your face from Gaza? In our pain, anguish and lament, we have searched for God and found him under the rubble in Gaza. When Jesus was in our land, he was tortured, crucified. He bled out as others watched. He was killed and cried out in pain, my God, where are you? In Gaza today, God is under the rubble. And in this Christmas season, as we search for Jesus, he is not to be found on the side of Rome or on our side of the world. He is in a cave with a simple family, occupied. He is vulnerable, barely and miraculously surviving the massacre himself. He is among the refugees, among a refugee family. This is where Jesus is to be found today. If Jesus were to be born today, he will be under the rubble in Gaza. When we glorify pride and richness, Jesus is under the rubble. When we rely on power, might and weapons, Jesus is under the rubble. When we justify, rationalise and theologise the bombing of children, Jesus is under the rubble. Jesus is under the rubble. This is his manger. He is at home with the marginalised, the suffering, the oppressed and the displaced. This is his manger. The majesty of the incarnation, rising in solidarity with the marginalised. This is the incarnation, messy, bloody poverty. This is the incarnation, and this child is our hope and inspiration. This is Christmas today in Palestine, and this is the Christmas message. It's a true, authentic Christmas message about a God born among the occupied and marginalised. He is in solidarity with us in our pain and brokenness. This message is our message to the world today, and it is simply this: genocide must stop
to love freedom, even when it looks impossible, to love justice, even when it's far away, to love the old house, even when it's just rubble. Such is to practice love in a loveless world. So may we continue to go in and work for peace.